Have you ever noticed how some people naturally command respect and attention in the office, even if they don't have a fancy title or an elevated office position? Well, that, my friends, is called office presence. And today I'm going to show you how to elevate yours. Hi, everyone. Mary Abbajay here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about office presence. In other words, elevating your office presence. We're going to talk about what it is, what it means, and we're going to talk about how you can make your office presence work for you and not against you. Okay, so if you're ready to talk about office presence, let's get into it. When we talk about office presence, we're talking about the way that you both carry yourself and the way you are perceived by others in the workplace. So it's about how you engage, how you communicate, how you contribute, how you, again, carry yourself when you are around others, and how other people perceive you in the workplace. So your presence is going to be a combination of, your communication skills, your verbal and your nonverbal cues, your emotional intelligence, your energy, and quite frankly, I could go on and on. But what we want to know about our office presence is this. Is our office presence creating trust, credibility, and influence with others? This is what you are aiming for with whatever kind of presence you are going to create. And I want to be really clear about one thing. There is a difference between presence and performance. You could be great at your job, but if you don't look, sound, or feel competent and confident to others, they may not see your true value. And you could have an amazing, oversized, huge, positive presence at work, but you still suck at your job. And if that's the case, your presence isn't going to take you very far. So how do we create the kind of presence that's going to work for us? The kind of presence that exudes confidence, competence, trust, and reliability? Well, it starts with managing three things. You have to manage yourself, your relationships, and of course, your reputation. So my friends, you know that I'm going to tell you the first step to success in any kind of endeavor is to manage yourself first. So when we talk about elevating our presence, we do have to talk about managing ourselves. And what I mean here is we want to really set some intention around the presence we are trying to cultivate. So you are going to determine the presence that you want. This is not about doing what other people tell you should do. You want to cultivate a presence that's built on how you want to be seen, how you want people to experience you, what kind of presence is going to help you succeed in that organization. So when you're starting to think about your presence, actually ask yourself, what is it that I want to communicate? What do I want people to think about me? What impression do I want to make? What kind of energy do I want to be surrounded about? What kind of energy do I want to emit off to others? That is the first step, setting your intention. And alongside setting your intention, you also want to identify how others experience you. This is about understanding your impact. I know you all have heard me talk about intent impact 1,000 times. Well, get ready for 1,001 times. So you want to make sure that you are presenting yourself in a way that enhances your presence. So it also needs to make sure that you feel authentic with it. You want your presence to also make you feel confident, to make you feel competent. Remember, all impressions matter. So you want to make sure that your impression that you are creating is actually the impression that people are experiencing you. So the goal here also is to think about the kind of presence that's going to make you successful in the environment or in the culture in which you are operating. So this is really important thing to think about. So for example, if you are working in an organization, let's say that, really values teamwork and collaboration and camaraderie and all that touchy-feely feel-good stuff, then you want to make sure that you have a presence that actually aligns with that. If you come into an organization that's all collaborative and nicey-nicey, and you're like a bull in a china shop or a Godzilla stomping through the office, guess what? That presence ain't going to work for you. So make sure as you're setting your intention for your presence that you are setting an intention that's going to be in alignment with your career goals and your career success. Now, before we get into managing our relationships, I want to show you a few examples of what office presence does and doesn't look like. You may have seen these photos that we're going to pop up here in a moment in my branding video, but we're bringing them back because these two are good representations of having good office presence. So if you look in the one with the lovely woman looking straight forward, look at her presence. There's something about her that exudes confidence. There's something about her that exudes competence. There's something about her that I just innately trust. It's a little bit about how she's holding herself. It's a little bit about how she's looking directly at me in the camera. It's a little bit about she's taken the time to look, act, and sound professional. Look at the two doofuses, and they do not have the right office presence that actually garners trust. Now, I might say this. If they were gamers and you're thinking, should I have them on my gaming team? That presence might work for them. But in most professional settings, those two presences, those two images, those two sort of projections are not really good examples of having a good elevated presence. And I want to say one more thing about presence, and that's presence and energy. So your presence, part of your presence is the energy you exude, but I don't want you to think that you all have to have high energy or strong energy. You want to make sure that you have the energy that feels right and authentic. You could have a very quiet energy, but you could still have power in that quiet energy. You could have a very strong energy, but it might be too strong. So you want to be able to calibrate the kind of energy you are exuding with what it is that you are trying to create in your presence and your brand. Okay. So we've talked about setting our intention, managing ourselves so that we are having that elevated office presence. The next pillar in this presence talk is about managing your relationships, because your presence is going to be magnified, it's going to be distributed, it's going to be spread through your relationships with others and how others experience you. So when we are talking about a workplace presence, we're talking about it in relationship to other people. A couple of things that you can really think about to make sure that your presence is elevated is making sure that you are present, right? That you are present with your presence. In other words, that you are engaging with other people. This is especially important as many of us are coming back into the physical office. So a couple of things you can do to get your presence revved up is to, say hello to people. Introduce yourselves to people that you don't know. Take some time to chit chat, to learn about them. Being a great listener is also a way to elevate your presence, because when we listen to other people, they feel valued, they feel heard, they feel seen, and that just helps to expand and elevate your presence. Be the kind of person that does favors for other people and do them graciously. Sure, I'll help you out with that. It would be my pleasure. Take some time to learn about your coworkers. Ask them questions. Keep your conversations engaging. Follow up with people. Let's say I ran into Kristen Wilhelm at the office the other day and she just told me that her sister had a baby. Well, the next time I see her, I'm going to say, hey, how's your sister's baby? These are the sorts of things that help people think warmly of you and helps to elevate your presence. Relationship building is something that takes time and effort and authenticity. So you can take things slow, but always be intentional with your actions. And by the way, another great way to elevate your office presence is to manage up. Yes, people, shameless self-promotion. Managing up with your boss is a great way to elevate your presence. Here's why. When we have productive and positive working relationships with our boss, which is what managing up's all about, then our office presence gets expanded. Because guess who is the biggest cheerleader or the biggest spreader of your presence? That's right, it's your boss. So that's where you always want to start. You want your boss to think of you as confident. You want your boss to think of you as credible. You want your boss to trust you. You want your boss to understand how great you are. So make sure that you are managing up in order to elevate your presence. My third tip for today's video on how to elevate your office presence is to manage your reputation. Your reputation is essentially what people say about you when you're not in the room. Your reputation is what people think of you when they think of you. And here's the thing, your presence can get you noticed, but your reputation determines how you're remembered. Boom, that's a mic drop. So your personal brand and your reputation are very connected to your presence. In general, your presence, your brand, is how you want to be seen, how you want people to think of you. But your reputation is how you are actually seen, what people actually think of you. And your presence lies at the heart of both of these. Can you create a presence that's going to support your brand and support your reputation? My friends, let's be clear. You can dress well, you can speak with confidence, you can totally look the part. But if your reputation is unreliable, inconsistent, unclear, or full of shit, your office presence won't hold weight over time. You're going to be a big fat faker. So presence without substance, presence without performance is going to fade fast. So here are a few ways where you can manage your reputation. Number one, deliver high quality work consistently, each time and every time. Be reliable, be dependable. Be adaptable, be open to change, show some initiative at work, take on challenges, be a problem solver. Make sure you're sharing your accomplishments. You do need to also remember people need to know how great you are as long as you are great. Help others be successful. Do favors. Be a good team player. And most importantly, speak with goodwill, which means avoid being the office gossip. These are things that will help your performance and help your reputation, which in turn will actually make your presence and your performance, your reputation in alignment. Gratitude is another factor that can strengthen your reputation. It's a tiny but mighty thing that you can do. So the next time you're in the position where you should thank somebody, thank them. I'd make it a habit of every week asking myself these questions. Who did me a solid this week? Who do I need to thank? What am I going to thank them for? How will I do it? When will I do it? Does this person need an electronic thank you, a quick email thank you? Maybe they need a personal thank you. I'll walk up to them, pick up the phone, call them. Or maybe they deserve, because they've really done me a solid, a handwritten note. A well thought out expression of gratitude is a powerful force for improving your reputation and improving your presence. Because it shows that you have strong interpersonal skills and that you notice and appreciate the efforts of others, it will help you have a greater, more elevated presence. All right, so let's bring it all together. Elevating your office presence isn't about being someone you're not. It's about showing up with intention. It means managing yourself with confidence. It's about building real connections and protecting the reputation that you are creating every day. So your presence is how you carry yourself and how people experience you. But your relationships and your reputation is what's going to carry your presence forward. That's what's going to really embed your presence. So whether or not you are cool de la with your presence or you want to enhance it, I strongly encourage everybody after this video to really think about, do they have a presence that's working for them or against them in the workplace? I sincerely hope that this video helped you. And if it did help you rethink or think about how you're showing up at work, then do me a favor and hit that subscribe button below. This way you'll get notifications of all of our new no BS, no fluff, straight up talk about how to be successful at work videos. Plus, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you liked about this video. Tell me what's one thing that you're going to do to elevate your office presence. And if you want to take it a step further, hey, feel free to watch some of my other videos. All the videos that we're posting here are meant to be able to help you find the success that you deserve in the workplace. So thanks again for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.